A nation on edge. The 2024 presidential election. The air is thick with anticipation and uncertainty as the country braces for a pivotal moment in its history. It's Election Day in America, and the nation is holding its breath. Voters from all walks of life are lining up at polling stations, eager to make their voices heard in what many are calling the most consequential election of our time. Former President Donald Trump is attempting a political comeback against incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris. Both candidates have been crisscrossing the country, rallying their bases and making their final pitches to undecided voters. The stakes couldn't be higher. The outcome of this election will not only shape the next 4 years, but could also set the tone for the future of American democracy. This election will determine the direction of the country for the next 4 years and beyond. The hopes and dreams of millions are riding on the results, and the atmosphere is electric with both hope and anxiety. The campaign has been one of the most divisive in recent memory. From heated debates to passionate protests, the nation has been deeply polarized, with each side convinced that their vision for the future is the right one. Both candidates have passionate supporters and detractors. The fervor and intensity of this election season have been unmatched, with rallies drawing massive crowds and political discussions dominating social media. The issues at the forefront of this election include the economy, which has seen its share of ups and downs, affecting everyday Americans in profound ways, healthcare, which remains a critical concern for many, climate change, an ever-pressing issue that demands urgent action, and social justice, a movement that continues to gain momentum and calls for systemic change. Record turnout, a sign of things to come? This election season has seen an unprecedented level of engagement from the American public. Early reports from across the country are indicating record voter turnout. From the bustling cities to the quiet countryside, people are showing up in droves to make their voices heard. Long lines have been reported at polling places in both rural and urban areas. This is a clear indication that the electorate is more motivated than ever to participate in the democratic process. This suggests that Americans are deeply invested in the outcome of this election. The diversity of voters, from different backgrounds and walks of life, highlights the inclusive nature of this democratic exercise. High turnout is generally seen as a positive sign for democracy. It reflects a healthy political environment where citizens feel empowered to express their opinions through their votes. It shows that people are engaged in the political process and believe that their vote matters. Voter education events and discussions at polling stations further emphasize the importance of being informed and involved. However, it remains to be seen which candidate will benefit most from this surge in voter participation. Political analysts are closely monitoring the situation, as the final outcome could hinge on this unprecedented voter engagement. Can Trump pull off another victory? Despite facing multiple indictments and a legacy of controversy, Donald Trump remains a popular figure among a large segment of the American electorate. Recent polls have shown a surprisingly tight race between Trump and Harris. Trump's message of economic populism and his promise to make America great again continue to resonate with many voters, particularly in key battleground states. However, it's unclear whether this will be enough to overcome the challenges he faces. Section 4. Battleground states where the election will be won or lost. As in previous elections, the outcome of the 2024 presidential race will likely hinge on a handful of key battleground states. These include Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona. Both campaigns have poured resources into these states in the final weeks leading up to Election Day. They've held rallies, run countless television ads, and deployed armies of volunteers to get out the vote. The results in these states will determine who wins the White House. Section 5. Security concerns loom large over Election Day. Election security is a top concern this year, with fears of foreign interference and voter suppression running high. The FBI and other intelligence agencies have warned of potential attempts to disrupt the election process. Social media companies are also on high alert, working to prevent the spread of misinformation and disinformation. The integrity of the election is paramount, and authorities are taking steps to ensure that every vote is counted accurately and fairly. Section 6. The long road ahead. What happens after November 5th? As the nation holds its breath, the conclusion of the election marks just the beginning of a complex and often tumultuous process. Even after the polls close tonight, the election may be far from over. The closing of polling stations signals the start of a meticulous and often lengthy vote-counting process. The high volume of mail-in ballots, coupled with the tight race, could lead to delays in vote counting and potential legal challenges. Each ballot must be carefully verified and counted, a process that can take days or even weeks. It's possible that we won't know the winner of the election for days or even weeks. The uncertainty can be nerve-wracking for many, as the nation waits for a definitive outcome. This period of uncertainty could further exacerbate political divisions and test the resilience of American democracy. The tension in the air is palpable, with protests and heated discussions becoming more frequent. One thing is certain, the road ahead will be long and uncertain. The nation must brace itself for a period of reflection and potential upheaval as the democratic process unfolds in all its complexity.